You don't always have to listen to your brain. I was watching a video the other day, and the gentleman speaking mentioned how certain actions are coming or come from a result from listening to your brain. And I don't know if he intentionally meant it or not, but when he said that, I had this realization that, yeah, I don't always have to listen to my brain. That my brain may come up with ideas or thoughts or assumptions to help me navigate life, but it's like not everything that comes up here is necessarily true. And this really hit home because shortly after that, I come home and I realize that my garage is not working. When I left, it was open, and when I came back, I was trying to close it and nothing. And so my first thought was that something happened while I left the garage door open. Just instantly kind of negative thoughts. And my default was to almost beat myself up for it. Like, oh, you shouldn't have left the garage open, da da da. And now this, these negative thought patterns didn't happen for long. It was 30 seconds-ish. Because as I do more investigating, it comes to be that there's an actual power outage in the area. So nobody has power. And once I realized that, all I could do is just sit back and laugh a little bit. Because I noticed how, again, my first inclination was towards like negativity, in different aspects. But to generalize it, yeah, it was negative thoughts. And I remember in that moment, everything I was thinking just about the situation felt true, and it felt like it was right. And 30 seconds go by, and I realized, like, oh, I was completely wrong. And not only was I wrong, but I was allowing something that I thought to begin to affect how I feel in some way. And man, it is it's a very good reminder, and it is also humbling, because I have to be mindful of the fact that my brain and these thoughts, they are aids and tools and possibilities, not necessarily objective reality. And I gave this so much attention and reflection because I could only imagine in what areas of my life this same pattern may be going on. And so, as you go through your day to day, when you think of things, especially when you think of things that change you and affect you emotionally, um, I think it's good to remind yourself that, hey, what I'm thinking, hey, this assumption may not be true. And since that may not be true, the emotion that I'm feeling as a result may also not be valid. I know it's a pretty common term where, oh, your emotions are valid, your emotions are valid. I think that is true, but at least how I initially interpreted it, when I would hear your emotions are valid, I would take that as your emotions are right. And it's a big difference. So be aware of the emotion, recognize it, don't ignore it. But then I think it's important to take it one step further and see what's causing that emotion. And if the cause of that emotion um, if that emotion is a valid response to the cause, right? So the garage not opening, me instantly thinking a negative thought. Yeah, it's good to be aware that you may be feeling negative in some way, emotionally at least. So yeah, that is valid. But now look at the cause. Okay, I felt this way because I thought it was my fault. And so now, is that cause valid? No, because it turned out that it was not my fault at all. And so realizing that, it makes it a million times easier to deal with the negative emotion that came as a result of it. So it no longer goes from, I'm sad, I need to feel better. It goes, instead it's, I'm sad. Instead it's, I'm sad. Let me figure out what's causing me to be sad. And then fix the thing that is making me sad. Whether it's just looking at it from a different perspective, spending more time on it, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I'm starting to see how emotions are more symptoms, not always necessarily the problem.